Tonight's story is an uncomfortable bed. One autumn, I went to spend the hunting season with some friends. Our friends were very fond of practical jokes. When I arrived, they gave me a princely reception, which at once awakened my suspicions. They fired off rifles, embraced me, as if they had expected to have great fun at my expense. At least that's what I said to myself. They have something in store for you. During the dinner, the conversation was excessive, exaggerated. In fact, I thought, here are people who have more than their share of amusement without reason. They must have planned some really good joke. And surely I'm going to be a victim of this joke, so you better pay attention. During the entire evening, everyone laughed, sometimes exaggeratedly, at least that's what I thought. I sensed a practical joke in the air, as a dog senses a game. But what was it? I was watchful, restless. I did not let a word or a meaning or a gesture escape me. Everyone seemed to me an object of suspicion. I even looked distrustfully at the faces of the servants. The hour struck for heading to bed, and the whole household came to escort me to my room. And of course I wondered why. They called to me good night as I entered the apartment, shut the door, and remained standing without moving a single step, holding a wax candle in my hand. I heard laughter and whirring in the corridor. Without a doubt, they were spying on me. I cast a glance around the walls, the furniture, the ceiling, the hangings, the floor. I saw nothing to justify the suspicion. I heard persons moving about outside my door. I had no doubt they were looking through the keyhole. An idea came into my head. My candle may suddenly go out and leave me in darkness. Then I went across to the mantelpiece and lighted all the wax candles that were there. After that, I cast another glance around without discovering anything. Nothing. I inspected every article, one after another. Still nothing. Went over to the window. The shutters, the large wooden shutters, were open. I shut them with great care and then drew the curtains, enormous velvet curtains, and placed a chair in front of them so as to have nothing to fear from the outside. I cautiously sat down in the armchair. It felt solid. I did not venture into the bed, however. The night was advancing, and I ended by coming to the conclusion that I was being foolish. If they were spying on me, as I supposed, they must, while waiting for the success of the joke they had prepared for me, been having a wonderful time at my expense. So I made up my mind to go to bed. but the bed was particularly suspicious looking. I pulled at the curtains. They seemed to be secure. All the same, there was danger. I was going to perhaps receive a cold shower from overhead, or perhaps the moment I stretched myself out to find myself sinking to the floor with my mattress. I searched in my memory for all the practical jokes of which I had ever experienced. I did not want to be caught. Oh, certainly not. Then suddenly, I thought to myself, I must consider my safety. But I'm getting very tired. I caught a hold of the side of the mattress and gently and very slowly drew it towards me. It came away, followed by the sheet and the rest of the covers. I dragged all these objects into the middle of the room, facing the entrance of the door. I made my bed all over again as best I could. At some distance from the suspected bed trap, but I was still filled with such anxiety. Then I groped my way and slid under the covers. For at least another hour I remained awake, being startled by even the smallest of sound. Everything seemed quiet, and I fell asleep. I must have been in a deep sleep for a long time, but all of a sudden I was awakened with a start by the fall of a heavy body tumbling right on top of my own. And at the same time I received on my face, on my neck, and on my chest a burning liquid which made me utter a howl of pain and a dreadful noise, as if a sideboard laden with plates and dishes had fallen down all around me. I was smothering beneath the weight that was crushing me and preventing me from moving. I stretched out my hand to find out what was the nature of this object. I felt a face, a nose, and whiskers. Then with all my strength, I launched out a blow at this face. But I immediately received a hail of cursing, which made me jump straight out of the soaked sheets and rush in my underwear out of the hall, the door of which I found open. Oh heavens, it was broad daylight. The noise brought my friends hurrying into the hallway, and we found sprawling all over my improv bed was the dismayed valet, who, while bringing me my morning coffee, had tripped over all the obstacles in the middle of the floor and fallen on top of me and spilled my breakfast all over my face. All the precautions I had taken in closing the shutters and going to sleep in the middle of the room had only brought about the practical joke that I was trying to avoid. Oh, how they laughed that day. Thank you for listening to our story, and hope to see you again tomorrow night.